The other day my brother-in-law asked me if I could go back in time when I was 25 years old, knowing what I know now, what would I do differently? And I thought about it for a moment. I'm like, well, there's a lot of things that I would do differently. I would, either, I don't know how old Bitcoin is, but I would either, start a cryptocurrency or invest in it immediately. I would buy land. I would learn how to work with my hands, meaning how to build stuff, woodworking. I would probably start a homestead already. I would invest, even if there was no cryptocurrency, I would, put much more money into either ETFs or, real estate, land, whatever the case might be. Now, obviously, just knowing what I know now doesn't necessarily mean I would have the financial means that I have now. So buying land might be more challenging maybe, but I would probably then save more money so I could buy land as quickly as possible. Somewhere out there, that's not very populated yet, knowing that in 25 years, there's a good chance values are gonna go up. So those are a couple of things that I thought about that would really help me where I am now, right? If I already had, hundreds of acres, if I had invested early, everything would be way different. Welcome to the Primal Shift Podcast. Real quick, if you're getting value from this episode, now's a good time to hit like and subscribe on YouTube or leave a rating on whatever podcast app you're using. It takes 10 seconds and it's the single best way to help the show grow. All right, back to it. You can obviously go into all of those details and figure out exactly what that would mean and how that would work. And, would I maybe skip, my career in IT and rather, get more into homesteading, maybe go to we had actually one person in high school. He went to an agricultural school and everyone thought he was like a little bit, off, because why would you go to why would you learn how to become a farmer? If you can, I don't know, become an architect or a scientist or an engineer, whatever. But now in retrospect, I'm like, this guy was actually not that stupid. I wish I would have learned more about agriculture and working the land and raising animals than, instead of having to learn everything, at the age of 40. But then it occurred to me that if I had made different decisions at the time, maybe I wouldn't even be here recording this episode. If I hadn't gone into IT security, or if I hadn't expressed interest in computers, if my parents wouldn't have bought me my first computer, an Intel 386DX, I think it was, that was the CPU at least, when I was 12, and I got into programming and network security and all of those things, that would have never enabled me, most likely, to start my own company when I got a little older. Maybe I wouldn't have met my best friend at the time, who was also into computers, but who was also very athletic, which then led me to become a track and field athlete, which allowed me to, or was one of the factors that enabled me to join the army and their athletic program and, go on to compete at the world championships and all of those things. And then later, because of my IT background, I would have probably not started my own company and failed. I would have not moved to Switzerland for a product manager position in an IT security company, which meant I would have not come to the US as part, with that company. And if I hadn't come to the US, I wouldn't have met my wife and we wouldn't have had our kids, and I would have likely never started homesteading. You get the idea. If I would have just made one different decision when I was 25 or maybe even younger, I might not be sitting here. There's a good chance that I would not be sitting here. And then maybe I wouldn't have, I started investing when I came to the US. We started purchasing property when after I came to the US. So none of that would have likely happened. And then I thought about, well, maybe I shouldn't have done anything differently. Maybe that was just the way, it was supposed to be. But of course, taking, or ignoring for a moment that, every decision has a consequence. And if I had made a different decision, I wouldn't be here. But just from a just from a hypothetical perspective, I really think one of the major things that you ought to start doing when you're young is to, all right, before you fast forward, I know, nobody likes ad breaks. But hear me out. What if I told you our sponsor this week is literally a device designed to make you less stressed? Seems like the least annoying ad you'll hear all day. And here is my take. I've been experimenting with wearing Apollo all day, not just at night. And the difference is hard to ignore. Apollo is a wearable that uses gentle sound wave vibrations to signal safety to your nervous system. And Smart Vibes is the AI that learns your patterns and delivers the right support automatically throughout the day. On days I do it, I feel more at peace, less reactive. I get more done without that low-grade background stress that usually follows me around. And I'm not doing anything differently. I'm just wearing it and letting Smart Vibes run. That's the thing about Apollo that most people miss. Even when you're doing everything right, eating well, sleeping well, training, modern life still generates background noise your nervous system has to process. Apollo helps take some of that load off. Smart Vibes learns when your body actually needs support and delivers the right vibration at the right time. You don't manage it, it adapts to you. The longer you use it, the better it works. It becomes one of those things where I notice it most when I forget to wear it. So check it out at apolloneuro.com/Michael Kummer and use code PRIMALSHIFT for $60 off. Make your money work for you. Trading time for dollars or whatever currency you receive as wages or salary, you only have so much time in your life. Time is the only thing you cannot make more of, right? And so I firmly believe that doing something, spending time in exchange for money, is a losing proposition. You need to use whatever money you have and make the money work for you, because the money doesn't run out of time. Yes, there is obviously also a time horizon with a lot of investments and compound interest and stuff, but the earlier you put money away and invest it wisely so it makes more money, and I'm not saying, put it under your pillow and, let it deteriorate with inflation, but leveraging your money to earn compound interest or to somehow else increase the value by buying land, by buying property, by investing in companies, whatever the case might be, is something you gotta do as early as possible. And with our kids, they are now 10 and 12. We started early on, shortly after they were born, to set up an investment account for them that regularly invests in ETFs, in exchange traded funds. It's like kind of like the S&P 500, but instead of investing into a mutual fund, it's a lower fee or no fee version of that. Obviously, now that we have crypto, you might invest in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin. You might invest in precious metals like gold, and I firmly believe that you gotta spread your investments out. So we currently, not necessarily with the kids, but generally speaking, as part of our family, we have precious metals. We invest in gold and in silver. We invest in cryptocurrency. We invest in real estate. So we have rental properties. We invest in the land, land that we live on, and also in ETFs. So there are different channels, different platforms. But with the kids specifically, they each have their ETF that has very low fees. And every month, the money that they earn from doing chores, from the older one's business where she sells the organic salves, with herbs that she either grows or forages on our property. Half of what's coming in, if they get something, from parents, from us, or from family, or from whatever, for Christmas, for birthdays or whatever, half of it, 50%, goes into the investment account so that they start compounding. By the time they are my age, they're going to have significantly more money than I'll probably ever will. And that's a good thing. So that's one thing that I would do, not at 25. I would start it way earlier. Like I said, with our kids, 10 and 12, when we started doing this a couple of years ago. So the earlier you can, and of course in the beginning you have to rely on your parents a little bit to do that, because you're not going to know, and you're not going to be able to make those decisions, but hopefully your parents will guide you. And then once you have a brain enough developed to make those decisions. And I know at age 25, it's a little bit challenging still. Your brain works differently. It's just maturing really. And up until that point, you probably have no interest whatsoever in investing money that you won't see or won't be able to use for the next 20 or so years. I get it. But again, hindsight, is 2020, and I would start investing sooner. I would also start as soon as I have some cash aside, and as I said, 50% goes to investment. The other 50% go into an account that is readily available. That doesn't necessarily mean spending the 50%, but part of that I want to put aside into maybe a lower interest account, like a checking account or a savings account or something of that nature, and then use that money to buy land as soon as I can. Doesn't have to be huge, but somewhere out in the sticks maybe, where there's a chance that I can add on to a round, where maybe the neighbor is then selling at some point, and keep buying land. Land is incredibly important, especially if that land has water, if that land has other resources that you can leverage then down the line to grow your own food, to live there without being dependent on anyone else. And then another thing that I would certainly do is learn to build things. I mean, yes, for me it has been incredibly beneficial to be computer savvy, to be in the tech and in IT security, and to know networking and all of those things. All of those things have certainly helped me get to where I am. But it was a very steep learning curve for me to build things with my hands. How to use a saw, a table saw, miter saw, how to, lay bricks, all of the things that I'm now learning when I'm 44 now, and I'm, learning. I've not yet had a chance to learn how to weld. Those are all skills that I wish I had known before. If someone told me, hey, today we need to build a shed, I don't need to go on YouTube and watch a million videos to figure out, okay, what is the best practice on building a shelf to frame a roof, all of those things. I wish I would have learned sooner, and so that's something I would invest time in learning, maybe shadowing somewhere, maybe, working over summer at places that build things, be it woodworking or bricklaying or masonry, or doesn't really matter. So that's another life skill, just learn a lot of things. Learn how to process animals, learn how to hunt, learn how to forage, all of those things. They put you out in nature. That's another benefit. You get exposure to nature. You get all of the things that we are artificial, or that we are trying to incorporate now as part of a healthy lifestyle. If you can just make them part of your upbringing, of your learning experience, you don't have to do anything extra, And so that's another thing I would certainly do. And I would also learn to be more critical of established systems. And I know this is difficult, especially if you're, growing up and trying to get your bearings and, trying to build your circle of friends, etc. If you don't want to be always the odd person out, but thinking critically and not just assuming something is correct because a lot of people do it. Most of the things that everyone does are not good for us. The way we eat, the way we live, the way we, when we go to bed. And there are so many things that if you question whether or not something is really good for us as a society, or for you as an individual, or for me as an individual, you'll realize that there are a lot of things that you probably ought to do differently. And it's difficult, but learning how to be in a difficult situation, learning how to do things differently and to be inconvenienced at a time, I think that's also a very important skill to learn. And yeah, there are probably a million, other things that I could do or would do differently. I would certainly be smarter with, I think I learned the hard way being money smart. I used to spend a lot of money, often money that I didn't even have yet. I remember even when I was a teenager, I would go back and say, hey Dad, can you, front me some money because can you give me money because I need X, Y, or Z, and I would always get it. That was maybe one of the, I think, mistake, especially my dad made, of giving me money, of supporting that spending without having the money or having the money earned first. Because that got me into quite a bit of trouble when I was younger, where I bought expensive cars and thought I needed expensive clothing. I mean, a lot of things that you do when you're young and stupid to kind of be cool, or whatever the case might be. If I had put away all of that money that I wasted ultimately, I would also be in a way different position. But the good news is, I learned from that, and when I came to the US, actually right around the time when I was probably 25, I started doing a lot of those things better and right, and they paid off in a very short amount of time. I mean, yes, I'm 44 now, so it actually some time has passed, but we've been financially in a fairly good position for a long time because we stopped doing stupid things. So that's kind of to long answer to what appears to be a simple question. But as I said initially, if I hadn't gone through all of those things, if I hadn't committed all of those errors and mistakes, I would not be here recording this episode now. So I guess maybe I shouldn't do anything differently if I were to go back. Who knows what the outcome would be? You never know. But I think if you're younger, if you have maybe kids and you can share some of that, there are, I think, certain principles that if you can make them part of your life early on, I think there is a net benefit to them, and you'll bypass a lot of the potentially very expensive errors that I have made throughout my life. So with that, we're going to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this different episode. But for me, I've certainly gone through a primal shift, I can tell you that, over the last at least 30 or so years. Things have shifted for me entirely. I would have never thought that I'm raising animals for food and doing what I do now, recording a podcast. My life trajectory was entirely different. I saw myself at some point, in Silicon Valley in IT, starting a company and, selling it, or, and now I'm so happy that did not materialize, and I'm living the slower life. I can go outside now, take off my shirt and watch our cows graze. That's what makes me happy, while knowing that we've laid the financial foundation to make all of this happen and possible. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you all listening and for tuning in, and I hope you'll see you in the next episode.